You can get your Dragon Ball Figuarts at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a figure that came out a little bit ago, but I'm happy to bring you a review of it today. It's going to be a review of Piccolo Daimaoh, the Demon King Piccolo. So this is an iconic Dragon Ball villain, and folks have been wanting a new Piccolo release, but this gigantic Piccolo is not really going to be able to be used for a Piccolo 2.0 for a Z figure. Aww, but that doesn't mean it's bad, so yeah, this is really cool. I really like this. So let's take a look to see whether or not this Demon King is worth adding into your collection. I really do feel like Bandai has done a good job at differentiating the overall designs and the presentation of the Dragon Ball Figuarts from the Dragon Ball Z Figuarts to the Dragon Ball Super Figuarts. In that, more so I feel the Dragon Ball Figuarts sort of have a bit of a pastelish matte feel to them, and King Piccolo here does continue that. Piccolo does not look bad at all. As a matter of fact, he does look really good. There are a couple of minor issues here and there, which admittedly the only way I was able to really spot them is because that I have some camera equipment that was able to let me pick up on this. Like in specific, when we take a look at the default head, the eye decals, it looks like there's some stuff that's floating around in there. Not really too great. Looks like it got caught in the process of applying those. And when you take a look at some of the intricate markings on the arm, you can see that there's a little bit of paint bleed. Looks like they sort of messed that up a little bit. But again, that's using super duper macro photography where I'm using lens extenders. So generally, when you take a look at the whole picture, King Piccolo does look good. Now, again, like I made mention, he's using sort of a matte presentation here in terms of the colors and the plastic used. So think about it like satin, if you will. If any of you are familiar with instruments, think about it like a satin guitar. If you keep touching it and rubbing it and you have greasy fingers, then you're going to make this thing look shiny and not so great in years to come. So handle this with care. But the way that this figure looks out of the box, King Piccolo looks great. I mean, I really don't have any complaints. You might have a minor quality control issue here and there, but no, he looks good. If you've been following the Dragon Ball Figuarts releases so far, you'll know that Bandai's been on a real hot streak for getting the most bang for your buck for articulation, and King Piccolo here definitely continues that trend. He's pretty awesome for articulation. So we'll go head to toe as usual. The antennae move on all the heads. Yep. So you can have them pointing forward like that. You can do this. They also pop out. So all of the heads have slightly different angles for the antennae. So if you wanted to mix and match them, you can. But again, they're only slight. So I'm not going to go through all the differences. But yeah. So those do move. And take note, they do like to pop out relatively easy. So if, they get bumped, they may fall out. So just keep that in mind. Small parts, they may get lost. Ben, I should have definitely included extras in there, but c'est la vie. So head's on a ball joint as usual. Great range of movement there. Neck plugs into the body on a ball joint as well. So Piccolo's going to get even better movement. He can look up about that far, down like that, full spin there. Ball joint where the shoulders plug into the body. And a nice butterfly hinge. So this way he can go kind of cock diesel. We have a hinge, so this way he can raise and lower his arm. Do take note, though, if you don't drop the arm down a little bit, that's going to be the extent to your range, whereas if you do drop the arm down at the ball joint, then you get the full T-pose there. So that's good. We have a dedicated true blue bicep swivel, which is great. We have double hinged elbows, which, again, there's a little bit of a sculpt mark there, so this way we can get a nice full bend there. Nice 90 degrees. Standard Figuarts style wrist joints with a swivel and hinge combination, and the hands plug in on a ball joint, so they spin around on effectively you just get swivel movement out of them. So nice movement there. We do get a ball jointed ab crunch, and a lot of folks thought this was something that could be popped out to recreate when Goku flies through Piccolo, but it's not. This is just a separate piece that has a little bit more of a flexible plastic, so this way it doesn't interfere with him bending forward. We have a ball-jointed waist, so plenty of fantastic movement here. We do have a little bit of a gap back here, but meh. For the hips, double swivels, so we can go out about that far. And then they swivel out that far. Not really a hinge if you have ever disconnected the hip configuration, which I have. You'll see that. Now, we do have thigh swivels, but do take note, mine were really stiff, and whenever I leave Piccolo alone for a little while, they tend to stiffen back up. Don't know why, but if I just hold real gently and just put a little bit of force, I'll hear a crack, and then they move fine. So it's not really an issue on my end. Maybe the same for you. We do have double hinge knees, which is great. Interestingly, whenever I rub back here, because I feel it's kind of greasy, so I think that these were maybe over-tightened at the factory, and they had to put something in there to sort of make it easier to move, but it is what it is. Now, those of you may remember the original Piccolo Figuarts that came out way back at the beginning of the line had kind of not great ankles, but we got ball-jointed ankles, double ball-jointed, and they're perfect in a toe hinge. So whatever sort of crazy combination you want to get with Piccolo, I mean, the articulation is borderline perfect. And I do not ever use that word. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on over to accessories. And I really do think that Bandai pretty much only missed one thing. It's kind of like a no-brainer because they included an accessory which needed to use it. So King Piccolo is going to come with 3 alternate head sculpts. He's going to come obviously with the Dragon Ball, the 1-star ball. He's going to come with the egg for Ma Jr. He's going to come with the rice cooker, and he's going to come with a few alternate hands. So let's go ahead and take a look at those alternate head parts, which King Piccolo is going to come with an angry, gritting teeth face, which the paint looks rather okay. He's going to come with a yelling face where it looks like he's in trouble. You can see the bloodshot, veiny eyes. And then he's going to have that screaming face where he's puking up the egg. Ugh. Yeah. Ooh. And again, like I made mention, all of the antennae can be slightly turned around on a swivel, and they do have a little teeny tiny bit of a different angle, but it's not that significant that I need to show you the different combinations. Like I made mention, he does come with the 1-star ball, and he doesn't come specifically with a hand that can hold it aside from just a sort of like a gripping hand, kind of like the Kamehameha hand. Bandai still hasn't learned to get rid of the seam lines on the Dragon Balls. Yeah. So let's go over to the alternate hand parts real quick, where we can see he does come with left and right hand parts where it looks like he's firing a ki blast or trying to get Goku maybe to stop from flying into his chest and out the other side. He does also come with sort of like karate hands or gripping hands or something. They're sort of like splayed hands, if you will. I think these are pretty cool. And then he does also come with a right chopping hand and a right pointing finger hand. So if you ever wanted that, hey, you can go ahead and you can do that. Now, as we all know, the Demon King was attempted to be sealed away by the Mafoba, and he comes with the rice cooker. Is it 100% accurate? No. Why? There's no retractable cord. Yep. I got a docket point somehow, so I'm going to do that. Do keep in mind that the lid opens and closes on a hinge, so if you wanted to have it open, you can do that. If you wanted to close it, you could. But otherwise, aside from me poking fun at the retractable cord, it looks surprisingly very good. Now, here comes my one legitimate critique. We do get the egg that Piccolo shoots out, which gives birth to the Piccolo we all know and love, and it does look pretty dang cool. It looks pretty gross. It looks like a big old mucousy slime ball. And we do actually get a little pedestal that the egg can rest in as if it were hitting the ground, which looks pretty gross as well. Here's the issue. They included a hole in the egg, so this way you can use a Tamashii support stand for it, but they didn't include one with this release. So, why? I mean, it's kind of like the spirit, the spirit sword thingy for Vegito. Okay. But aside from that oversight, I really think they did a great job with the accessories for King Piccolo here. Realistically speaking, it is a little bit aggravating when we don't get equal left and right hand parts, so I would have maybe liked to have seen complementary left hand parts, but that's just personal preference. Overall, for the package here for King Piccolo, he does look good. Specifically, just as something fun I think may have been neat to see, would have been hand parts for Master Roshi, so this way he could do the containment wave. But I think there's going to be another Master Roshi Figuarts coming out soon. Or no, that's Jackie Chun. Yeah. And by the way, see that cool accessory there? Yeah, I got a video maybe helping you out so you can spruce up your displays. So now let's go ahead on over to his size comparison so you can see just how big this dude is. And yes, he does tower over some of your other Figuarts. So he's going to mostly be in scale only with the Dragon Ball stuff, not the Z or Super stuff. But I guess maybe he could be in scale with the Z and Super stuff. I don't know because we've never seen him together. So yeah, he's pretty good. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Do keep in mind that this is a P Bandai exclusive, which was brought over to the US by Bluefin before everything we know happened recently, at least at the time of this upload. So if you're looking to get this, check links in the description. You're going to be able to at least get a retailer who's going to be able to help you out to get this figure. One production run and done. That being said, if you're looking to pick this up, whether currently or maybe down the road a little bit, this is a good release. It's a solid release, and I am enjoying this for what it is. If you're a fan of Piccolo, this is an essential purchase. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.